With the stature of a brilliant strategist and an ambitious king, Otakar II of Bohemia was one of the most powerful leaders of Europe in the 13th century. Nicknamed the Iron King, not only for his outstanding military ability, but also for his determination in pursuing his great goals, Otakar II continuously expanded the territory and influence of Bohemia. His kingdom was not only powerful militarily, but also developed economically and culturally, becoming a formidable center of power in Central Europe. However, that prosperity and power were also the reasons why he became the target of political intrigue and formidable opponents. Despite his many victories, Otakar II could not avoid the risks of the power game, where power can become a great threat to those around him. The story of Otakar II is not only the story of a powerful king, but also a lesson in ambition, confrontation, and the price of power. In the 13th century, Central Europe witnessed the rise of one of the most powerful figures in Europe, Otakar II, King of Bohemia. He was the son of Wenceslaus I, who ruled Bohemia from 1205 to 1253. Otakar II not only inherited the Kingdom of Bohemia, but also created a vast and powerful empire that surpassed the largest royal houses and kingdoms in Europe at that time. The early years of Otakar II's career were a series of fierce wars, through which he took advantage of opportunities to expand his territory and increase his influence, especially in the context of political turmoil in Austria and the Holy Roman Empire. One of the key factors in the rise of Otakar II was the succession crisis in Austria in the mid-13th century. Otakar II, King of Bohemia, skillfully took advantage of the chaos in Austria following the extinction of the Babenberg dynasty in the mid-13th century to expand Bohemia's power and territory. After the death of Frederick II, Count of Austria, in 1246 without a clear heir, Austria fell into political instability. This was a golden opportunity for Otakar II to expand his territory. Bohemia throughout the 12th and 13th centuries had always had great influence over the surrounding lands, and Otakar II realized that taking advantage of the power vacuum in Austria would help him consolidate his position not only in Central Europe, but also more broadly. In 1251, Otto II began to take action to seize power in Austria through his marriage to Margaret, Queen of Austria, who was the daughter of Frederick II and heir to a large part of the Austrian territory. With this marriage, Otto II became a powerful patron and a natural rival to other royal houses in the region. He quickly consolidated his control over Austria while implementing strategies to expand Bohemia's power, both in terms of territory and political influence. Thanks to timely intervention and wise strategy, Otakar II not only conquered Austria, but also extended his power to the surrounding lands. He annexed lands in southern Germany, including strategic areas such as Styria, Carinthia, and Carniola. With these lands in his possession, Otakar II increased his influence over the Holy Roman Empire, which was fragmented and lacking strong leadership after the decline of the emperors. This also made him a formidable opponent to neighboring countries, including Hungary, under the reign of King Béla IV. King Béla IV, who is known for rebuilding Hungary after the Mongol invasion 1250s, also had ambitions to expand his territory, especially the northern part of Hungary, bordering Bohemia. Otakar II's territorial expansion threatened Béla IV, and he decided to intervene in the lands Otakar II controlled. In 1260, King Béla IV of Hungary decided to invade Bohemia to seize the lands Otakar II had expanded, especially after Bohemia gained control of areas such as Styria and Carinthia. This invasion was part of a long-standing rivalry between the major states in Central Europe at that time. The decisive battle between the armies of Otakar II and Béla IV took place near the Morava River, where the Bohemians won an overwhelming victory. This victory not only consolidated Otakar II's position, but also helped him assert his power over neighboring states. After the battle, Otakar II was nicknamed the Iron King due to his incredible military prowess and tenacious leadership in battle. This success allowed him to maintain his influence and control over the territories he had previously expanded, and at the same time enhanced his prestige throughout Central Europe. With this victory, Otakar II not only demonstrated his military talent, but also consolidated the position of Bohemia, thereby increasing his influence and power in the power struggles in the region. The rise of Otakar II was not limited to the expansion of Bohemia and Austria, but also involved the struggle for the throne of the Holy Roman Empire. After the death of Emperor Frederick II in 1250, the Holy Roman Empire fell into a state of unclear leadership, and a power struggle among the imperial electors began to break out. Otakar II, with his growing power, saw this as an opportunity to usurp the throne of the empire. He ran for office and was supported by several imperial electors, hoping that a strong king like Otakar II would be able to restore order in the Holy Roman Empire. However, not everyone agreed with Otakar II's ascension to the throne. The imperial electors, who included the most powerful families in the Holy Roman Empire, such as the Hohenstaufen and Welf families, did not want a kingdom outside the empire, such as Bohemia, to hold supreme power. They feared that if Otakar II became emperor, he would dominate all of Central Europe and would not be subject to the empire. This led to the choice of a weaker emperor, Richard of Cornwall, who was elected emperor in 1257 to counter Otakar II's ambitions. Although Otakar II had a strong military potential and a powerful state, he could not overcome the fierce opposition of the imperial electors. They chose Richard of Cornwall, a candidate with less military and political influence, but with the support of many powerful families in the empire. This created a bitter rivalry between the two, which lasted throughout the late 13th century. The bitter rivalry between Otakar II and Richard of Cornwall continued throughout the mid-1250s. Despite Otakar II's strong military and territorial capabilities, Richard was elected emperor in 1257 with the support of powerful families within the empire. Although he was unable to consolidate actual power like Otakar II, Richard was recognized as emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, which Otakar II felt challenged and did not recognize. The rivalry between the two was mainly on the political and diplomatic front. Otakar II, although unable to remove Richard from the throne, maintained the military power and vast territory of Bohemia. Otakar II continued to expand his influence in Central Europe, while Richard of Cornwall was unable to gain real control of the empire. Ultimately, this confrontation highlighted the fragmentation of power within the Holy Roman Empire and the involvement of kingdoms outside the empire, such as Bohemia, in power struggles. The fall of Otakar II, King of Bohemia, was one of the most important events in the history of Central Europe in the late 13th century. Although Otakar II had been one of the most powerful rulers in Europe, his greatness eventually led to his disastrous defeat and death in a decisive conflict. Otakar II's downfall was the result of a number of factors, including conflicts with political rivals, interference from the Holy Roman Empire, and his own strategic missteps. Otakar II's downfall began with his conflict with Rudolf I of Habsburg, who was elected emperor of the Holy Roman Empire in 1273. Although Otakar II had previously increased his power within the empire and was supported by many electors, Rudolf's accession was a severe blow to Otakar II's ambitions. Rudolf I of Habsburg was supported by other powerful families in the Holy Roman Empire, including those with influence in Bohemia, while Otakar II was isolated and unable to run for the imperial throne. After Rudolf I became emperor, Otakar II refused to recognize him and decided to invade the territories he had previously controlled, especially Austria and Styria. Rudolf I and Otakar II began a fierce confrontation. However, Rudolf I's intervention, along with the support of allies within the empire, put great pressure on Otakar II. While Otakar II had a strong army, Rudolf I wisely built alliances with the rulers of neighboring states, including the Kingdom of Hungary and powerful families within the empire. Rudolf I also received support from the imperial electors, who did not want to see Bohemia's power grow too much. The confrontation between Otakar II and Rudolf I culminated in the Battle of Dernkreuz in 1278 near the March River, the border river between Bohemia and Austria. This was the decisive battle in the conflict between the two sides. Otakar II's army, although powerful, was defeated by Rudolf I's army, which was supported by powerful allies. The Battle of Dernkreuz was a disastrous defeat for Otakar II. He was killed in the battle, and his death marked the collapse of the powerful kingdom of Bohemia that he had built. Rudolf I ascended the throne as Holy Roman Emperor after this victory and consolidated his power in the empire. The defeat of Otakar II not only ended his ambitions in the Holy Roman Empire, but also marked the beginning of the rise of the Habsburgs in European politics. Rudolf I of Habsburg not only gained the imperial throne, but also consolidated Habsburg power in Central Europe, while Bohemia lost its independence and became part of the Holy Roman Empire under Rudolf I. Otakar II's legacy, although a talented leader, was overshadowed by his disastrous defeat at the Battle of Dürnkreuz. The Kingdom of Bohemia could not maintain its former power, and Otakar II's downfall revealed the tensions between the powerful states and families within the Holy Roman Empire, as well as the impact of poor strategic decisions in the complex political landscape of the period. But even so, Otakar II's name remains etched in Central European history, a testament to the greatness of a visionary, a tenacious warrior, and a king who dreamed of reaching the top, even at great cost.